Welcome to episode 9 of Bandits Weekly, the official podcast of the Brooks Bandits, presented by Smash Supplements. My name is Nathan Crosby. We've got a great episode for you today. Former Bandit defenseman Zach Bookman. We'll chat with him in just a bit. There's lots to catch up to, though, on the Brooks Bandits. We have the GP trip to talk about, a couple home games against the Canucks and Eagles, and of course, another NCAA Division I commitment. We'll get to all of that. Just want to remind you that this is sponsored by Smash Supplements, where you can get everything you need to power through your day and level up. Located in downtown Brooks, open Monday to Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 10 to 4. So the Bandits were up in Grand Prairie for back-to-back games last week, blew out the Storm 8-1 on the opening night of that trip. Ty Mason had 2 goals and really has come into his own after being acquired kind of the end of September by the Bandits. Spent last 2 seasons with Weyburn of the SJHL, is really finding his scoring touch, and you saw it in that game. And then the following night, a bit of a tighter one with the Bandits winning 4-2. They spotted GP that early goal, a minute and a half in, but prevailed with the 4-2 win. And how about Liam Fitzpatrick, rookie Bandit, scored his first ever AJHL goal in the opening 8-1 win, and then followed it up with a game-tying goal in the second game of that back-to-back. So he had a real strong trip up to Grand Prairie. Then we came home and had back-to-back games at the CRA, where the Bandits haven't lost yet this year, looking to continue that trend. Friday night, we had the Calgary Canucks in town. We had members of the Legion and the RCMP on ice for the Remembrance Day ceremony. Then the actual game, the Bandits, clearly were missing playing at home. They score 3 goals in each period. They chase Calgary goaltender out of his net after the second period and win convincingly 9-0. I thought the Canucks had some push there in the second period, so maybe the 9-0 score not totally reflective of maybe it could have been a closer game, but the Bandits offense, it seems like here in the month of November, which they haven't lost yet in November, now on a 6-game win streak, it seems like the offense is really starting to fire on all cylinders, and you're seeing the depth scoring as well, which the Bandits are tied for first, at least they were earlier this week on Wednesday, in goal scoring in this league, yet they didn't have a single player in the top 10 of AJHL points. So that says a lot about the depth of this team. Then we had Saturday, Sunday off. Wednesday, Canmore Eagles were in town. Bandits hadn't faced the Eagles yet, just like they hadn't faced the Calgary Canucks. And yeah, a very similar game. It was scoreless for the first 15 minutes. Davide Patella finally breaks open the scoring in the final 5 of the first period, and the Bandits kind of rode that the rest of the way. How about Mirko Budazzoni and Parker Lalonde? Those two have been on fire. Lalonde had a 5-point game against the Canucks, a 4-point game against the Eagles. Budazzoni was player of the game that night with his 4-point effort. And Brendan Holohan in the Bandit net nearly got his second shutout as a Brooks Bandit. Canmore was able to get one on the power play with 13 seconds left, which kind of spoiled the night. But the Bandits tandem of Johnny Hicks and Brendan Holohan now have 6 combined shutouts this season. The AJHL record, by the way, is 11. So the Bandits win 7-1 over the Eagles and now are back on the road this weekend with stops Saturday in Spruce Grove. Looking forward to that one, a rematch of that wild late October game, which the Bandits won 7-3. And then Sunday afternoon, we are in Drayton Valley. Big congratulations goes out to Bandits centerman Kalen Fitzpatrick. He committed to Clarkson University on Friday. So he becomes the 15th Brooks Bandit on this year's roster committed to an NCAA Division I school. Right now, Fitzpatrick is tied for 6th in goal scoring in the league and is leading the AJHL in game-winning goals with 7. He was on Team Canada West last year at the World Junior A Challenge. He's won an SJ championship with Estevan, an AJ championship with Brooks, and a Centennial Cup championship. So he'll be going for his 3rd straight title this year. And now he's a Clarkson commit, just like his teammate Mirko Budazzoni. Congratulations to Kalen and the Fitzpatrick family. Our guest this week on Bandits Weekly is the former CJHL top defenseman, the AJHL record holder for most points in a single season by a blue liner, and that is Merrimack sophomore Zach Bookman.
Thrilled to be joined by Zach Bookman, now with the Merrimack hockey team, but of course played 2 seasons with
the Brooks Bandits and won a national championship in 2022 with the team before heading off to college hockey. And I don't know if we've caught up since then, Bookie. So it's good to have you back talking to our fans here in Bandit Nation. How's it going?
Doing great, Nate. Thanks for having me. And I definitely miss my days out in Brooks. Hoping the teams keep going and keep going with that success. But yeah, I definitely miss my time out in Brooks, and wishing all the fans my condolences and stuff.
What do you follow the team at all? Like keep up to date with what the Bandits are up to?
Oh, I am a little bit. I got some past teammates still there, so I'm definitely keeping track on Wally and a few other guys. So yeah, I'm definitely still keeping up to date with the Bandits and stuff.
Is it weird to think of like guys like Wally and Huey and Nick as like now the veterans on this team when they were so young when you played here?
Yeah, no, it's definitely cool to see. Those guys were a big part when we won, so it's fun to see those guys lead a new group of guys and to a championship, hopefully. So yeah, those guys are great guys then, and I'm sure they're even better leaders now. So it's cool to see.
Well, saw you in the news recently. Congratulations on the Hockey East Defender of the Week award. Congratulations on that. Just how are things going right now?
Good. We're kind of a rough start. We're about 5-5 right now, so we got some work to do. But it was nice personal weekend for myself. But it's been a while since I got 7 points in a weekend. Probably going back to my Brooks days. But yeah, it was a good week, but there's definitely a lot of growth with our team for sure.
5-point game. It was that kind of the biggest adjustment for you coming from that year where, I mean, what an offense that was your final year in Brooks.
Yeah.
102 points by yourself. And then you adjust in your freshman year at the college hockey level and you don't see that same type of results. What was that adjustment like?
It was definitely tough to start. Just like it's a completely different system we're playing here, different coach, different expectations. So definitely early it was tough for me to adjust, but this year with a little more experience I feel more comfortable, and I'm getting more results this year, which is nice to see. But yeah, there's not many coaches like Pap in the way he plays, so it's definitely an adjustment at this level for sure.
Just more on Wally and Jordan Hughesman, who are two Merrimack commits on our team right now. Just how much are you looking forward to getting the chance to play with them one day?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really close to Wally. We were roommates in Brooks, so I'm excited to get with him again. But I haven't met Jordan yet, but I heard a lot of good things about him. So those two guys will be great additions to our lineup. So we are, probably going to lose a lot of guys next year. So those two guys should have a good role to fill, and definitely looking forward to playing them for sure.
All right, so let's go back a few years before your time in Brooks and just where you're from, about your family that you can tell us about and how you were recruited to Brooks.
Yeah, so I'm a Syracuse, New York native. I have an older sister, two parents, and yeah, I was recruited by Pap. I was playing prep school hockey in New York, and he just gave me an opportunity and just kind of told me what he'd like to see from me, and so I decided to come to Brooks. It was pretty bland story, not too much details, but I just thought Brooks was a great fit for the way I played, and truly grateful for Pap for giving me that opportunity.
And had Canadian Junior A hockey been on your radar before then?
Oh, no, not really. I mean, I was planning on going like the USHL route, but I just didn't, my research when Pap reached out, and it seemed like a perfect fit for myself. So I just figured I'd, give it a shot, and it worked out for me. And Pap really, just gave me an opportunity, and can't thank him enough. So,
just tell me a little bit more about your experience playing prep school hockey, Millbrook. That experience, what was it like for you?
Yeah, no, it was a cool experience. It was kind of like my first time moving away from home. So it was cool just to play in front of fans, like local students, your friends. It was just a cool atmosphere to, kind of learn from that, because that's kind of what college is right now, playing in front of students and your friends locally. So it was cool to get that experience, and then moving on playing for Brooks, like that experience was completely different. Just a kind of a community coming behind us, and it was just a great feeling, getting those two experiences. Now I'm playing college, similar experience. So it's definitely cool that all three of those experiences I've had led me to where I am now. So it was definitely cool journey.
Man, you had a wild first year in Brooks, and your teammates did as well.
Yeah.
That was the COVID year,
Yep.
2020-21 season. That year, I think, really tested all of us. But you specifically, when you look back at that year, being so far away from home, what was it like?
It was definitely, an adjustment because we weren't playing hockey, so it was a lot of time to kind of look in the mirror and really just work on my game, which I think helped me in the long run. A lot of skill skates with Makes, Pap, Ev, really helped my game. I feel like it got me more focused on like kind of like what I need to do every day just to become a pro. And it really helped me. Like those few months where we weren't playing, kind of built my game to the next level. So there is positives out of it, even though it was a really tough time. So
one of my favorite games of that season, actually, I think it is my favorite game of that season, is that one in Sherwood Park. You know where I'm going with this.
yeah,
Pap gets tossed, and it ends up. Bandits have to kill off like 7 or 8 straight penalties, like up against it. Yet it goes to overtime, and then the rest is history. You get that OT winner and do the slide. I mean, looking back at that night, how planned was that moment, or was that just like it just felt natural to you to do that in the moment?
I'll tell you that was not planned, not at all. I was happy I was out there. To be honest, I'm like, this is great. I'm playing in overtime. Like, we'll see what happens, and the puck was just sitting there. I'm like, oh my god, like this is awesome. Just tapped it in, and I don't really know about the celebration. That was just a spur of the moment. I feel like I had no idea where that came from, but probably Nelly Yakupov. But that's my only guess. But yeah,
those are usually the best ones where they're not planned.
Yeah,
it's just reaction.
For sure.
The thing that is so like, I wish we could go back and have fans in the building for a game like that, because it was for one thing, the game was bonkers, and then that happens, you score in overtime and then do the Yakupov slide. I mean, that was like, that stuff is like, I always remember that game, and I hope, and I'm sure you will too.
No, yeah, I definitely will. That was a cool goal for sure, and it was a good moment. It was a good moment.
Okay, so on to your second year, which was a proper season in the AJ, and you guys torch up the league with that offense, that line of TJ and Cali and Philly, man, what a line they were. And then you had your unbelievable season. Just tell me about that year. What made it so special?
Yeah, no, just bringing up those three guys. I haven't played with more skilled guys, even now. I mean, those guys are unreal, unremarkable. Our power play was just super fun to go out there and just snap the puck with the guys. Like, like kind of looking back at it, like I miss those days. Like, it was just a really good team, a fun group we had. Lundy led it, unbelievable group we had. So yeah, there's no reason. I mean, Cali is where he is. TJ's going to be where he is. Philly's going to be where he is. Like, it's a really special group we had. Definitely a special group of players.
Yeah, like a funny story you can tell us from that year with those guys or the rest of the team that you think was sticks out as a pretty funny moment?
I don't know. I'd say booking on the bench was kind of funny. I really enjoyed doing it. I think the guys loved doing it. Maybe that, but no, I just think we were such a tight group. There's a lot of guys who've been playing for a long time. Kind of building off that COVID year too. We didn't really, it was a big year for us, and there's a lot of expectations on us in that group as well. So it was just nice to win for Pap, and it was just a great overall year for sure.
Speaking of Pap, and you mentioned Taylor Macon and Evan McFeeters, who's now in the Western League. What did you learn from those guys that year? And then you could extend that also to like guys like Kevin Yellowega, skills coach, but just what did you learn from the coaches?
No, a lot. I mean, Pap grew my game from the ground up. He's helped me a lot, and I can go on and on about how much he's helped me, with confidence and with my defensive game. He's just helped me so much, and I really appreciate him. And Makes did a great job coaching me with the D, just like, telling me advice, like every, game day prep or penalty kill. It's just, he was always there if I needed something as well. And Ev was great on the power play. I mean, he masterminded that whole unit. So yeah, I mean, I definitely miss playing for Pap a lot. He's a great coach, and I hope the guys playing there right now, realize, what a great coach he is and what a great opportunity they have playing for him.
You mentioned Bookie on the bench, which was awesome, and we're still doing it with different players since then. Beljo did it last year, Ethan Byers this year. I'd always get a kick out of them as well. But I remember you mentioning to me that that might be something you might be interested in one day is broadcasting, sportscasting. Are you still interested in that?
Yeah, no, I'm in communications right now with minor in sports management, but yeah, that's still, all my options are open. Like, I'm taking journalist classes, I'm taking video classes, I'm in photography right now. I'm in a bunch of classes for communication, and I just like doing it. It's fun. It's something I'm kind of good at, and yeah, it's an interest. It's definitely a plan B for me. So yeah, I mean, who knows what I'll end up doing, but it's definitely nice to at least have that as a backup plan to fall back on, for sure.
So after we win the Centennial Cup in Estevan, you were pretty banged up by the end of that season. Yeah. Just how banged up were you, by the way, when we got to Estevan?
No, I was playing with one shoulder, to be honest, during that last little games there, but I just really wanted to play in that final tournament. Like, I worked all year to get there, and the shoulder happened, and I was just really working to just play in that tournament, and it was a great feeling, like that atmosphere and working all year for one goal, and getting to go out there and help the guys win. It felt great, everyone's banged up during that time, so it was nice to get out there with the guys and get the win. So.
Man, it was a long season too. It felt like that, especially coming out of COVID.
Yeah.
So, okay, your freshman year at Merrimack, tell us about that and how the adjustment of leaving Brooks and going back out east where you're originally from, and I know not the same state, but close to where you're from, what that was like.
No, it was a good year. We were a very old and older veteran type of group, and we won a lot of games last year, which is really nice. And coming from Brooks, where we win basically every night, and we're that's that expectation of Brooks winning, kind of me trying to bring that to Merrimack was kind of on my mind. And last year we won a lot, so it was a good feeling to be a part of that group. And this year we're kind of not winning as much, so I kind of take that on myself. But last year it was great. I mean, I didn't have to lead as much, but with an older group. But this year for sure, kind of being more of a leader, being more vocal, is expected of me. And but yeah, no, last year was obviously a good year for the team and myself, so got to keep going.
Yeah, it looked like you had a great week there. I mean, just tell me about the things that your Merrimack coaches are doing right now that are putting you in a good position to succeed, like the week you just had.
Yeah, no, I just think they're, I'm gaining more of their trust. Last year I had to earn the trust, and this year it's more of applying, kind of what the ice I'm given, and I'm playing in all situations this year, which is great for me and great for my growth. So yeah, I'm just going to continue to, try and play well and, try and get more wins for this team. And that's pretty much it.
So do you keep in touch with Billets back here in Brooks? You said Wally, but anyone else back in Brooks that
No, I definitely talked to my Billets still. They came and saw me a few weeks ago, the Donaldson. So, I mean, they're a great family, and I hope they continue to bill it going forward. But yeah, no, they're great, and those are great 2 years I've had with them, and I'm glad I still stay in touch with them because they're good people.
It's awesome stuff, Zach. Well, we really appreciate you doing this, man, and catching up with us. We always love hearing from our former players who have moved on, and it's hard to believe now that you're already in your second season there at Merrimack, but appreciate you doing this, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Cross.
Big thanks to Zach Bookman for joining us on Bandits Weekly, and good luck to him the rest of the way in his sophomore season at Merrimack. News and notes from the Bandits. Hunter Wallace, congratulations to him. Had his 100th regular season game earlier this month, and about a week later recorded his 100th career point as a Brooks Bandit. So congratulations, Wallace, speaking of Merrimack. Also, congratulations to Ryan McAllister, 4 straight games with a goal for the Charlotte Checkers in the American Hockey League. He's having a fantastic start to his American Hockey League season. The Brooks Bandits will be facing the Calgary Canucks November 29th. That game won't be in Brooks. It won't be at the Max Bell in Calgary, where it was supposed to be, because Calgary's the home team for this game. It'll actually be played at the Deerfoot Sportsplex on Siksika Nation. First ever AJHL regular season game at Siksika. So we're looking forward to that. This weekend for the Brooks Bandits, back up north. No game on Friday. Saturday, a visit to Spruce Grove for the final time of the regular season. We were in Spruce on October 28th. Remember, the Bandits were down 3-1. They scored 6 unanswered and rallied to win 7-3. So it's always, for my money, the best rivalry in the AJ is between Brooks and Spruce Grove. Saints have had a very up and down year. But it seems like, and talking to a lot of our players, that was one of the toughest games of the year, was that Bandits-Saints game in late October. So looking forward to that. And then it's right to bed, because Sunday morning, get up and drive to Drayton Valley for a 2 p.m. game against the Thunder. That'll be the third meeting of the year between Brooks and Drayton. The regular season opener for the Bandits, September 15th, we were in Drayton. Brooks won that game 2-1. Chaz Nixon was good in net for the Thunder in that game. And then Drayton came here just before Thanksgiving, Canadian Thanksgiving, and the Bandits blanked them 8-0. So it's always seems to be lower scoring when we go up to the Omniplex in Drayton Valley. So that's what's coming up this weekend for the Brooks Bandits. Big thanks again to Zach Bookman and, of course, our media coordinator, Jason Kuiper, for putting this all together. That was episode 9 of Bandits Weekly. I'm Nathan Crosby.